All right. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast, and this is a driving opening to the I Am Rapaport podcast. I am actually driving my car. There's a bus pulling up against me. I'm in Los Angeles. I told you from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, I said from the very, very beginning that we could do it anywhere. We could do it anywhere, anytime, any fucking place, and it's happening. I spend so much time in a car in Los Angeles. A lot of people don't know that about Los Angeles. They think that Los Angeles is, I don't know what they think, but Los Angeles is a driving city, which means, number one, if you have any hopes, dreams, and aspirations of moving to LA, everybody wants to come to LA, and there's, all these sort of, you think you're going to be living the Kardashian lifestyle, and you're going to be, it's going to be as simple as, listen, the reality of Los Angeles is you're not walking anywhere. Most places in Los Angeles, you can't even walk to a store. If you're from some sort of city, like let's say New York or Chicago or any sort of urban city, there's pockets of that in Los Angeles, but the majority of to and fro, you need to drive. If you need to go to the supermarket, if you forgot butter or salt or, I don't know, honey or peanut butter and jelly for your kids and you're making them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you need a car. And I am in my car. One time I used to time it. It was up to like 3 hours a day minimum, literally minimum, between taking my kids to school, to and from school, because you got to take them to school, then I got to go back home. Then you have my own general bullshit, and then you got to pick them up to and from school, and then they might have like a basketball practice or they want to go to their friend's house. 3 hours a day, minimum. So this I Am Rapaport podcast will be partially done from in my car. And I have to call G Moody. I was going to do it solo, but there's just every single, the world just feeds itself. It just feeds and feeds and feeds us stuff. The sports world, the just pop culture. It just, sometimes I'm laying in bed and then I'm like, well, what are we going to talk about on the I Am Rapaport podcast next? There's nothing going on. And then sure enough, boom, something will go on. I am driving here. I'm just trying to pay attention. I wonder if I get pulled over. I guess that would be great for a podcast, but it would kind of suck for me. But then if I got like harassed, I could do it, people videotape it, but I could podcast. See, there's a cop right there. I have a microphone in my fucking hand. And I am podcasting. I'm actually going to record this so there's proof for this. So you see that I'm not fucking around here. All right, so yeah, this is proof. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast coming live from Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. I am Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, and we're doing some people call it a cold opening. We're doing a driving opening of the I Am Rapaport podcast live from Los Angeles. This shit is so really, really real. All right, this episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Start building a dope-ass website today at squarespace.com. And if you enter the promo code Rapaport, R-A-P-A-P-O-R-T, at checkout, you get 10% off. Squarespace has a state-of-the-art technology to ensure security and stability so your online information and your online presence is safe and secure. Literally millions of people are already using Squarespace. It's just $8 a month and you get a free domain if you sign up for a year. Start your free trial today with no credit card needed. If you don't have a credit card, you can still go to squarespace.com and make sure you use the promo code Rapaport and save 10%. Every single person needs an online presence. It's 2015. Go to squarespace.com. Check it out. We use it at the I Am Rapaport podcast. I trust it. It's safe, secure. They got state-of-the-art technology. Check it out. All right, so the thing about, Los Angeles driving, cops getting pulled over. I haven't had a ticket, knock on wood. I hope I'm not fucking this up. I haven't had a ticket, knock on wood, in 2.5 years. At one point, I was put on a terrible driver's list. There's a list. I got a fucking a letter from the Los Angeles Department of Driving, and or is that what it's called? The Los Angeles Department of Driving, and they said it was like written as like it was written to like a fucking 5-year-old. It was like, you're a bad driver. You're about to get your license taken away, and if you do one more infraction, you're done. And I got that, but I haven't gotten a ticket in a while. Knock on wood. And the good thing about that is that it humbled me. That letter, and I kept it in my glove compartment because I thought it was important to remind myself that you've been made an example of. What's the point? The point is that Derek Fisher got attacked by Matt Barnes. Okay, now if you don't follow basketball, just follow me on this. Derek Fisher is the New York Knicks coach. Derek Fisher was a very respected player in the NBA. He was the captain of the fucking players union. It's almost like being the president of the league. But Derek Fisher was that guy. Like, he was a great player, tough player, excellent player, and now he's the coach of the Knicks. He played on a team with a guy named Matt Barnes. I'm just giving this for the people who don't know basketball. Matt Barnes is like a tough LA, very open, very sort of rogue NBA player who I've hung out with, who I like a lot. He doesn't take any shit. So they were teammates at one point. So Matt Barnes' wife is, or his estranged wife. I don't know if they're in a process of getting divorced. I don't want any problems with Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes really has always had a reputation, and this just solidified his reputation. He's not to be fucked with, Matt Barnes. And I need to chime in. I need to have G Moody chime in on this. But as I told you, I'm driving right now, and we'll get to the call with G Moody later. But Matt Barnes and his wife have been beefing, which can happen. Okay, but they have kids, and they're not together anymore, or they're estranged. But Derek Fisher apparently has been dating, let's use those words, hanging out with, spending time with Matt Barnes' wife. So it's preseason in the NBA. Matt Barnes currently plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm drinking a Snapple while I'm driving, while I'm doing a podcast. This is really responsible shit. But Matt Barnes got word that Derek Fisher was in a house that he owns, that his wife and baby mama was in, probably still lives in. He probably owns various properties because he's probably very rich because he's been in the NBA for like 13 seasons, 12 seasons, 10, I don't fucking know. We don't fact check here at the Iron Rapaport podcast. Anyway, and Matt Barnes left training camp with the Memphis Grizzlies, who have their training camp in Santa Barbara, got in his car, drove 95 fucking miles to his crib, and there was some sort of confrontation with Derek Fisher and Matt Barnes in Matt Barnes' crib. And consequently, when the shit hit the fan, I don't think it was like a big fight. I'm sure there was probably some pushing and shoving because there was other family members, which is just fucked up. I'm gonna get to why it's so fucked up. And then Derek Fisher missed practice. Matt Barnes didn't make a statement. Derek Fisher had to go in front of the New York Knicks press because he's the coach. And Derek Fisher could still be playing in the NBA. Like, he just finished playing in the NBA, and they got into some shit. And one way or another, they haven't gotten into the details. Derek Fisher didn't make it back to the Knicks practice as the head coach. And, Matt Barnes has got tattoos on his neck, which is, but he's not just like, they don't feel like the general tattoos on the neck. Like, he just got the tattoos on his neck, and it just looks like, I'm just not that guy. He's not that fucking guy. He's had various fucking things. But this is the fucking problem. The problem is that, number one, the Knicks were terrible last year. And now their head coach, who, last year at times they said he was fighting for respect, in preseason gets confronted by one of his former teammates for fucking around with one of his former teammates' estranged wife. Now, you might be like, well, that's not his wife anymore. Yo, listen to me. This is how I get down. And I was never taught this. This is just something I learned and figured out on my own. No one ever articulated this to me. But if a friend of mine, someone who I know within arm's reach, a teammate, you know, somebody who I fuck with, somebody who I know vaguely, if that person, if his chick, first of all, I don't like fucking with anybody's, you know, sloppy seconds. Who says it's sloppy? Maybe it's not sloppy, but that's just a term. But I don't like fucking with anybody who I know's ex-chicks. Now, things happen, you know, you might, I used to date her 3 years ago. Well, I really like her. All right, do your thing. But if it's somebody's if it's somebody's significant other from the past, it's off limits. As far as I'm concerned, that's still his girl. So as far as I'm concerned, if I'm Matt Barnes' teammate and that's his ex-wife, and they're estranged, and he's got kids with her, and they're obviously beefing, because that's what it is. She's living in his crib. It's just never, not everybody's Bruce and Demi, who were married, had kids, they get divorced, and then shit's hunky-dory, and then, like, you know, Bruce and Ashton Kutcher are hanging out. Not everybody's with that shit. I'm not with that shit. Maybe I'm less of a man than Bruce. Maybe Matt Barnes is less of a man than Bruce. Go, you fuck. Get the fuck out of the road, you cocksucker. These motherfuckers in Los Angeles, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, what I'm saying is that Derek Fisher violated Man Code 101 that you shouldn't even be explaining this to. This is nothing that even like your father, this is just something intuitively, like as a man, as a friend, as a guy, you should know. That's his ex-wife. They're going through whatever the fuck they're going through. Who knows? I could just only imagine. I have one. And, you know, he's probably paying for everything, Matt Barnes. She's on Basketball Wives, which, you know, brings in a measly salary compared to what Matt Barnes makes and the kind of lifestyle that she lives. And it's no good. It's just no good. You just don't do it. You don't do it. I had a chick living with me at one point as a friend, like roommates. She was shacking up at my crib, but we weren't freaking out. My friend's ex-chick. Now, it was a friend that, you know, I was good friends with, not great friends with, but I had respect for him, and I knew them while they were together, and then they broke up, and they kind of both were like, I'm not going to say her name, it's an actress, can so-and-so stay with you? We're living together. Things happen. I'm in my 20s. She's in her 20s. I never touched homegirl. I never thought about it. It was like I might as well have been a dude in there. I didn't, you know, I was only doing it really for him. He said, yo, I don't want her living with me. Can she stay with you for a little while? All right. But I just don't fuck around like that. Now, listen, I'm not all, you know, I've done some things I'm not, you know, that aren't kosher. But one thing I don't do, I don't fuck with people's wives, I don't fuck with people's ex-wives, I don't fuck with people's girls, and I don't fuck with people's ex-girls. I'm not with that shit. I just don't think it's kosher. I just don't think it's good. I don't want nobody fucking with my chicks, my ex-chicks, or any like, if you're friends with me, you know, obviously, you know, life goes on, and it's not like, you know, they're your chick forever. But if I know you, I don't want to see you going out with my ex-wife. Why are you even hanging out with my ex-wife? She's my ex-wife. Ex. You know? So, or my ex-girlfriend, like, yo, you fucking around with her? Like, you know, she did this, da. You just don't do that. So, in my opinion, the coach of the Knicks, Derek Fisher, who's already struggling for respect and credibility as a coach, crossed the line. And Matt Barnes stepped to him. And now the Knicks at some point are going to play the Memphis Grizzlies. How's this going to work? Matt Barnes cursed at James Harden's mother on the court. Matt Barnes is a fucking wild card. I fucks with Matt Barnes. Everybody would love to be a Matt Barnes where you just don't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. Now, I don't think that that's good. I think he apologized sincerely to James Harden's mom. But I'm just saying, this is the type of shit that he's a wild card. All right, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast. And as I told you, I'm deep into my fantasy shit, and I just found out about this app on Reddit the other day called SleeperBot. SleeperBot, B-O-T. I highly recommend you check this out now if you're into fantasy sports, and do not tell the other people in your league. SleeperBot will send you the first alerts, the best alerts and updates about injuries and roster changes that will help you kick ass in fantasy sports and fantasy football. They were the first ones to break important information the first week of the NFL season, and they've been doing it all season long. There's chats, there's shit-talking places for crazy people like me and you. It's called SleeperBot, SleeperBot, and it works on iOS, Android, and every other kind of phone or device you have, right? Trust me, check it out and enjoy all the information. This fucking guy, Kanye West, man, you know, we've talked about him. Probably, he's one of the most talked about people on the I Am Rapaport podcast, and I'm sure he loves that. I'm sure he's probably not even aware that the I Am Rapaport podcast exists. But I fuck with Kanye. I've said it before, I like Kanye. But this guy's like obsessed with this fashion industry and being accepted with the fashion industry. And he said that fashion, I'm saying it as if like, you know, it's like fashion is the highest form of art. I couldn't disagree more. I don't give a fuck about fashion. The only time you will see me, you know, carefully dressed is if I have some sort of work thing, meaning there's a TV involved or a camera and I'm being filmed, or you know, it's to get a job to be filmed or press. And I'm not saying you should walk around like a fucking, you know, you just came out of a methadone clinic, but this whole aesthetic, like I've never been, like when I was young, yeah, you wanted a piece of this or clothes and this jacket and all that shit. I understand that, and sneakers and staying fresh, but this sort of, in this day and age, for this fashion shit and what you're wearing, it's truly the most superficial bullshit to me. Like, I have some friends and people that I love and respect that they're down with that shit, but I'm just not with that shit. I don't care. When you talk about superficial, to put on clothes, that's the most, like, low shit. Like, you think that that's the highest form of art, fashion, what you're wearing? That's what Kanye West said. And the thing that bothers me about this is that I think he feels like, well, fuck hip-hop, I've done all I can. Hip-hop is in a fucking state of disarray. I don't know why I'm the only one who seems to be saying this consistently. Hip-hop is in a fucking state of disarray. The music is going to shit. The culture itself is going to shit. You're old, Mike. You don't know what you're talking about. No, the music itself is going to shit. And one of the most prominent people in hip-hop right now is trying to say that fashion is the highest form of art. Yo, Kanye, you gotta get your fucking head out of the clouds. You gotta get out of your fucking car. You got to get out of your fucking, your this little bubble you're living in. You have to get out of this little bubble you're living in. If you think that fashion is that fucking important, I have to say, I lose respect for that shit. I just, anybody that's gonna put, like, it's something you put on. If you spill a piece of coffee on your piece of fashion, your garment, that's what they call them, they're garments. Then what is it? It's devalued? Or does that become part of the fashion? Like, you know, when I was, everybody likes a fresh pair of kicks and all that shit. When I was younger, like, I loved a fresh pair of kicks, and you want to keep your fresh pair of kicks clean. But if you step in dog shit, what happens to your fresh pair of kicks? You step in a piece of gum when you're on the subway, your fresh pair of kicks. I'm not with all this shit. $1,500 pair of jeans, tight, uncomfortable, thick denim. That's not what it's about. You're supposed to be comfortable. It's not about, like, you know, these garments. This isn't a painting where, you know, you have like you're being painted by some great painter in the 1700s. See, he thinks He seems to think, I can't say what he thinks, he seems to think him and Kim Kardashian, like, they dress alike, they're color coordinated, they walk out, they get their pictures taken. This is not life. This is not reality. The two of them are not living in reality. And like every when I have to go to like a fucking, an event or a wedding or somewhere where I have to it's like it's painful for me. Like, the clothes are never as comfortable as like regular clothes. Like right now, I am doing the I Am Rapaport podcast. I am driving my car in a sweatshirt, a pair of fucking basketball shorts. I have one foot up on my dashboard or whatever the fuck it is, and one shoe on and one shoe off. That's real. You'd rather be in some uncomfortable shit that has name brand, that costs all this money, that if you snort like that, or you sneeze and you get a little booger on it, it's devalued. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit, man. I'm not with any of that fashion shit. I've never been with it that hard. And now this guy's trying to pump this fashion shit down everybody's throat. And he's saying how he is not accepted in the he cares more about being accepted in the fashion world creatively than anything else. They're not going to accept you. And maybe it's because you're a fucking asshole at times. Maybe they just don't want you, and maybe they're threatened by your talent. Who knows? But why do you give a fuck so much? Well, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get that as a thing. I don't get that as a thing. To me, that's not creating and then he had that fucking fashion show where he has these Auschwitz survivors. It looked like the Auschwitz survivors are like Walking Dead or the end of the world, models walking around in these clothes with rips, and they're all brown and green, and it looks like the fucking Dawn of the Dead outfits. I don't know. I know Moody's gonna want to talk about that. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast coming live from my car. Live, you hear that? The bumps? You hear that shit? Listen, I'm driving my car. In Los Angeles morning traffic. This is real shit here. All right, so I don't know if anybody watches this show, but I love this show, This Is Life, with Lisa Ling on CNN. The one thing I don't love about it is that it's on CNN. Why? What's wrong with CNN? What I don't like about the CNN thing is that I feel like, they said shit on there. I was like, ooh, they said shit on CNN. But I feel like if it was on like cable, and it doesn't have to be on HBO, everything does not have to be on HBO, just some sort of cable place, it would be better, because I feel like, the language and the tone of it could go even deeper. But she has this show, Lisa Ling. They've actually called me the Jewish Lisa Ling, because some of my investigative reporting prowess. But she did an episode the other night on the Mongols, which is an infamous motorcycle gang. And she was the first person allowed access into this motorcycle gang. I was surprised, because these fucking guys, they're like old school. They don't fuck around. Like, they're not on, social media. They're not waving guns, but they're like the rival motorcycle gang to the Hells Angels, which is probably a little bit more well-known. No disrespect to the Mongols. I don't want any problem with the Mongols at all. None. And Lisa Ling was like fucking around with them. She was on their motorcycles. She was hanging out with them and driving with them. They only let her get so far in, but it was a really good episode. And then the week before, she did something on, I'm sorry, Lisa Ling. I can't remember what it was the week before. I'm driving my car. But I like this show, This Is Life, with Lisa Ling on CNN. And speaking of shows, who is watching Public Morals? The show that I am currently on with Ed Burns, executive produced by Steven Spielberg. The first season, we're towards the end of the first season. The plot is thickening, the shit is getting tighter. But I am really proud of this show, Public Morals, that I'm on. It's on TNT. It comes on TNT on Tuesday nights. And if you haven't seen the show, you can catch all the episodes on TNT.com. But the response has been good, and I'm proud of it. It's a New York City cop drama that takes place in the 1960s. We're breaking balls, we're breaking heads, And I would love to hear what people are thinking about the show from the I Am Rapaport podcast. But if you haven't seen it, like I said, you can check out all the episodes. My man Ed Burns, and executive produced by Steven Spielberg. And one of the things that people ask a lot in regards to Steven Spielberg is when he executive produced, like, oh shit, there's an accident. Look, there is a fucking accident live on the I Am Rapaport podcast as I'm talking about public morals right here on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. Oh, look at this. Holy shit. Is everybody all right? You all right? Holy shit. Fuck. I said, is everybody all right? As if I was going to get out and do something. What am I going to do? Yeah. I'm recording my podcast. All right. I'm driving and podcasting. I don't know if it's against the law. Who the fuck knows? How you doing? Steven Spielberg showed up on set many times. He would send notes. One day he showed up. It was freezing out. But I was like, oh, shit. There's our executive producer, Steven Spielberg. And he was right there on set. And he was, giving notes on the shot. And, I was talking about how cold it was. And then he started telling me a story about I asked him, what was the coldest set you had ever been on? I don't know why I asked him that. But I think I intuitively knew that it was Schindler's List. And sure enough, he was like, oh, it was Schindler's List. It was the scene when we were doing this, that. And he's telling me this whole story about, the coldest day and how bad he felt for all the extras because they were out there in the snow and they were wearing, the garments, the costumes, which was nothing for the prisoners. The Jews, we got to wear nothing, fucking nothing. And he was there. So Public Morals has Steven Spielberg's fingerprints all over it. Speaking of fantasy football and speaking of kicking ass, all right, I play in a season-long fantasy football league at the Stern Show, but now I am completely addicted in playing one-week fantasy football games at DraftKings.com. All right, I resisted it, but now I love it. All right, if you haven't played one-week fantasy football, go to DraftKings.com, start playing one-week fantasy football games, and you seriously have the chance to win millions of fucking dollars every single time you play. One-week fantasy football games, all right? This means every week you can play as many games as you want, create as many lineups as you want, and start turning your love of football and that quiet, humble little degenerate gambler in you to seriously giving you the chance to win millions of dollars. Play responsibly. I make fun, I make light, but play responsibly, have fun. You never know. It's the luck of the draw. But if you go to DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site, and use the promo code Rapaport, R-A-P-A-P-O-R-T, you get to start playing for free. Okay? Check it out. I love it. What else was I going to say? You know what else I like to watch? See, I like to balance my television watching because I watch so much shit. And I include, although I'm not being disrespectful because I love it, I include SportsCenter in shit because not the first time I watched SportsCenter. It's like the fourth time that I've watched the same SportsCenter where I already know that Le'Veon Bell ran for 106 yards and I already know that LeBron James did this and I already know that the Mets won and the Yankees lost and I've watched it 3 times and I'm just numbing myself, lulling myself into a fucking, into a terrible meditative state. So I watch a lot of ESPN. I've spoken very openly about my reality show shit. I've just started watching the new season of Celebrity. Is it even called Celebrity or is it just called Couples Therapy? Of course it's celebrities. It should be real people. That's what they should do is couples therapy with real people. But VH1's Couples Therapy with this fucking crazy fucking broad. It just started. Janice Dickerson. Is that her name? Dickerson or Dickinson? I don't know if it's Dickerson or Dickinson. But she's, I think, this guy's texting and driving, and I'm podcasting and driving. Yeah, this fucking guy, you're nuts. At least I'm looking out at the road. I'm not looking down. But who else is on there? Janice Dickinson. Of course, now they have the obligatory, stereotypical transsexual couple. There's a transsexual girl who was dating some guy Let me. I don't know her name. Something Carrera. Or that's her. Carmen Carrera. That's her fucking name. Her name is Carmen Carrera. Probably most people. She was on the show that RuPaul did with transsexuals, but she was dating some guy who's not an actor or famous. And hold on, I'm gonna. Yo, you texting and driving?
Hey.
I'm podcasting and driving.
Wow.
You know, everybody's got their little niche.
Am I texting or am I Google
You're-
Mapsing?
You're Google Mapsing, but you're at a stop. I do it all the time.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's breaking the law.
I don't feel like it is either.
Yeah, but they'll fucking arrest you for it.
They'll get you.
Yeah.
Get you for anything.
Yeah, be careful.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. So anyway, so this chick, Carmen Carrera, I think that's her name. Look her up. She's a transsexual who's a famous, pretty transsexual, Puerto Rican. She's dating some guy, and they're in the couples therapy because they cheated on each other. She cheated on her boyfriend. He cheated on her. The guy who's proudly admitting to being a pansexual. Again, it's the second time I've heard this term. The first time I heard it was Miley Cyrus. Dated this Carmen Carrera when her name was Chris, and Chris, this is getting complicated. This fucking transsexual, Chris Carrera, when she was a guy, while they were dating, so it was two men dating, essentially. She started going through the process of becoming a woman without telling the fucking guy. And they're only talking, first of all, how fucked up is that? Like, let's say I'm in a relationship. Let's say me, Michael Rapaport, I'm dating a guy. I'm dating a dude named, I don't know, Jack. Me and Jack are dating, right? I've decided to go that way. I'm gay. I'm just saying, philosophically, I'm dating a guy named Jack. And while I'm dating Jack wants to become a fucking Jill. That's fucking disrespectful right there. That's fucked up. Like, wait, whoa, Jack. What the fuck is going on? Like, the guy started noticing that the fucking broad had tits. Am I making any fucking sense? Anyway, this is on Celebrity. This is the point is this is the garbage that I watch. I'm watching this, and then fucking Joe Buttons, the rapper, who may or may have not dissed me in a diss. I don't know what the fuck. He's got one song. I don't know. He's a good rapper, but he just doesn't. I don't think he's a great song maker. He said my name in a track. I couldn't tell if it was a diss or a compliment or just rhymed with Kenny Lattimore or Michael Rapaport. He's a great reality show subject. Who the fuck else is on there? I don't know. Some guy from a band named Creed. He apparently went totally fucking batshit on drugs, and he's on. But the point is that this is what I watch. But I try to balance it by watching shows like Lisa Ling's This Is Life, like it's a news documentary show. And 60 Minutes, I watch that every week. Which 60 Minutes did a big story on cars that drive themselves. Now, I'm doing the first ever. I don't think anyone's ever done a driving podcast. But cars that drive themselves are coming soon. Okay? Cars that drive themselves will be a thing that is regular in 20 years. Guaranteed it. Because on 60 Minutes, they were showing it. These fucking cars. Now, they follow all the rules, which is going to be the drag of it, because they're not going to, kind of zip through the red light when it's safe, and they're not going to, they follow the speed limit, so it slows everything down, but it's safe, and then you don't have to fucking drive. But they had cars that literally you could be in the front seat of and have your back turned in the fucking, like they have a Mercedes-Benz. It looked like straight up some shit out of the Jetsons. And I try to watch this stuff to balance everything. What's up, fellas? How you doing?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Mr. Rapaport.
Yeah, man, I'm podcasting and driving. It's the first driving podcast ever.
I like it.
What are you guys doing here on Wilshire?
Run asphalt.
All right, good. All right, you guys take it easy. All right. Yeah, see, I'm doing it, man. I'm a man of the fucking people. But the point is that I try to mix and match my my stuff. I feel like if I watch 60 Minutes, it'll keep me from going brain dead from all the piss, the celebrity rehabs, the VH1's this, all the Real Housewives. I don't know. I don't even know how the fuck. I'm driving, man. I'm just driving. And the reason why I decided to drive and podcast is because I wanted to share with you that I'm going to get my annual physical. And this is a recurring theme because I said I wanted to publicly shame G. Monetti, G. Moody, a.k.a. the Black Ed McMahon, into getting a physical, into getting checked out. Because he's my man, he's my brother from another mother. And, you know, and he doesn't take care of himself, and he thinks because he's, you know, skinny fat, because he's skinny, but he's out of shape. And if you had ever seen G. Moody, I said this before, Gerald Moody, who we're going to call later on, G. Moody, the Black Ed McMahon, was a prominent fucking basketball player. Like, motherfucker, G. Moody was really no joke, and not like kind of no, like he played with the best of the best in New York City for a period of time. But now he doesn't do shit. He doesn't exercise. He doesn't run. He can barely touch his toes. He's not fat. He's just out of shape. You know, he's just thin. His brother, Dean Moody, who's not a part of this, me and him struggle with ice cream addiction. I'm addicted to fucking ice cream. But I'm on my way to get my physical. And I would bring my podcast equipment into when I go to see my doctor, Dr. Fishman, for my physical, but I think it would tighten me up. And I know, I always hope that they're going to forget. Somehow they're going to forget it. But, you know, I'm 45, and you know, when you go to get a physical, you always hope, like, maybe he'll just forget. But I'm going to get my prostate checked. I know I'm going to get my fucking prostate checked. I know I'm going to get my and I don't know what the fucking science is on it, but they gotta stick their fucking finger up your ass. And I'm sorry that this is something that I feel like it's like, you know, it's a little bit too much ass talk on the eye. But I'm going to get a physical. All right, I'm driving to go get a physical, and I'm just hoping that Dr. Fishman, and I'm like, well, yeah, he's old. My doctor's old. But then do I want him to forget things because he's old? But because then he's my doctor, then it's compromising my actual health. I don't know. So he's going to check my blood, check my heart, ask me what I'm drinking, smoking, eating, which is not much. You know, I don't drink. I'm not a drinker. I've never been a drinker. I've been drunk maybe, and I'm talking drunk, I'm doing in, you know, air quotes, 3 times in my life. I don't know if you know that about me. Everybody's always, and I'm not a recovering alcohol. I can't stand the taste of wine. I can't stand the taste of liquor. I can't stand the taste of vodka shots. Beer, to me, is disgusting. Cold beer in a cold glass. It seems romantic and sexy. It's just totally unattractive in the mouth. No, Bruno, that sounded weird. But I just don't like the taste of alcohol. One time I'll tell you about the first time I ever got drunk, ever in my life. I was probably like 26. I don't remember, 25, 26, 27, 26, doing the movie Beautiful Girls in the trailer with the late Ted Demme, Matt Dillon, Max Perlich, and Timothy Hutton, who's also one of the stars of Public Morals on TNT, the show which I'm currently in. The first time I ever got drunk was with those guys. And I'll tell you one of the quotes that I told Tim Hutton was, I said to him, I was drunk, and I said, you fucking won the Oscar, you motherfucker. This is a quote. How the fuck did you win the Oscar? You beat Joe Pesci in Raging Bull. You should give that man his Oscar. This is what I said when I was drunk to Timothy Hutton. He thought it was hilarious. The next day I was mortified. Like, I was, and I don't use that word, but I was so fucking embarrassed that I said that to him because, like, I discredited the fact that he won the Oscar for Ordinary People and beat Joe Pesci for Raging Bull. And I would still argue that I think Raging Bull is definitely a better film, but that I shouldn't have never discredited somebody's performance, and especially, like, it just was fucked up. He won the Oscar for Ordinary People. Ordinary People, by the way, beat Raging Bull for Best Picture that year, if you could fucking believe that shit. Can you fucking believe that shit? Ordinary People. It was a great film, but not even for the time, and not even in the same stratosphere as Raging Bull, which is having it. I'm going to be the only. I'm trying to get a parade or something. The 35th anniversary of Raging Bull coming in December. Arguably the most influential film ever made cinematically and acting-wise. De Niro's performance, cinematically, Scorsese, a masterpiece. Some people will say Goodfellas. He set the table with Raging Bull. Paul Thomas Anderson, ask him. Go online and look up Paul Thomas Anderson, Martin Scorsese influence, or Paul Thomas Anderson steals or borrows, or the influence of Martin Scorsese on Paul Thomas Anderson, who made Boogie Nights, who made Magnolia. You'll see the influence on him. I mean, there's so many. Everybody has stolen something. Either an actor, a sound designer, an editor. Everybody has used something from Raging Bull, and that film to me is a fucking. It is the best film. Is it an easy film to watch? No, but the performance of Robert De Niro, the transformation, the physical transformation, it had never been done on that level, and now everybody wants to get fat, and when it's time to get really skinny, you really get... He set the bar. Obviously Joe Pesci, Kathy Moriarty, Thelma Schumacher, the maker, I don't know how to say her name, the great editor, partner of Martin Scorsese, who's edited, I'm pretty sure, all of his films. Why the fuck? I'm just driving. I'm just driving to the doctor. I'm nervous. And, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast. I don't know what you want from me. I'm actually driving. I'm on Cannon Drive and Wilshire. Okay, you hear that? I'm at a red light now. You see? See that? See? Yo! Yeah. So I'm nervous. I'm going to the doctor for my annual physical. Because I got physical things. I got physical issues. Thank God nothing's bad. But, I have ulcerative colitis. I live with ulcerative colitis since I was 16. And I got to get checked out. And I'm on medications. And, you get older. And I like to be responsible. You know how many... If you looked at my iPhone, I have probably 23, 24 doctors. Anything you fucking need in New York and Los Angeles. I got eye doctors. I got hand doctors. I got foot doctors. I got ear, nose, and throat doctors. I got everything. I should write a fucking book on the doctors and in Los Angeles and California. Any kind of fucking doctor you need. Ask me, I'll tell you if they're good, if they're bad, do they give a shit, do they accept insurance, do they not accept insurance? Because that's just the way the Jews do it. That's just the fucking way the Jews do it. We go to the doctors. We take pills, we go to the doctors, and I don't know. It's just part of our culture. It's just part of our culture. That's just what we do. I don't know, maybe because, we've had things happen. But, yeah, so anyway, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast. I'm gonna check in with you guys after. This is going to be, I'm going to get back in the car afterwards, and I'm going to tell you how this physical went in real time. All right, so we're going to take a little break here and do some sponsorship. Don't fucking speed through the sponsors. All my sponsors that we have at the I Am Rapaport podcast, we love them and we use them. We'll be right back. All right. Mack Weldon. The I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is a New York City-based company that lives and breathes New York. They make the best underwear, the best t-shirts, the best socks at Mack Weldon. They use great, soft, comfortable, breathable material. It's light. The fabric is great. You could shop online or on your mobile phone and check out in less than a minute. Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable and look good. It's perfect for the guy going for a run or the guy on the run. Use the promo code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, for 20% off. You get 20% off your Mack Weldon underwear, socks, and t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts. Check it out, Mack Weldon, MACKWELDON. Trust me, I'm wearing my Mack Weldon right now as I speak to you, the people. All right. So, I'm back. I'm just leaving my doctor, Dr. Fishman, who, if you ever need a internist, a general doctor, physical, I don't want no fucking freaks calling my doctor. I don't want no fucking lunatics calling my doctor. But if you're a legitimate person, not a psycho, and you want a physical, go see Dr. Fishman in Beverly Hills, but don't fuck around with the fish. All right, if you're some whack job, don't bother him. But yeah, so I just got a EKB on my chest. EKG, is it EKG or EKB? I don't fucking know. And like I said, I'm back in the car, by the way. He gave me the blood test, chest X-ray. I got a hand job situation. I don't know why they do this. What? I don't ask questions. It's like, you got to drop your pants. I just turn my head and, I hope I don't get aroused. So I got like a little feel up from the fish, and it's Dr. Fishman, and then the proctal, the finger up the ass. I don't know what else to say. I got a finger up my ass, and he didn't talk to me while it was happening. I don't like when the doctors are giving you the prostate exam and then asking you how your kids are. My kids are fine. You have your finger up my ass right now, so they're good. So he actually spared me the small chit chat during this time, because as much as I love Dr. Fishman, we have had discussions while his finger's been up my ass that has nothing to do with the fact that his finger is up my ass. But I got the checkup. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast, driving edition, first ever driving edition podcast. I think I'm going to start doing this more often, because I feel free and open when I'm on the open road here driving away. I'm able to concentrate. I've heard that you're able to concentrate, and I don't know, your mind gets free. And sometimes I do my podcast in my house, and my kids, they are annoyed, and the one that speaks to me, I have two kids, one doesn't speak to me. That's a whole other fucking story. I'm serious about that. And my girl, she cannot fucking stand when I do it. She yells at me while I'm yelling at you people listening to the podcast. She tells me, shut up, stop cursing, you sound dumb. Fuck you. This is my head. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. But I never say that. Anyway, so this is the I Am Rapaport podcast. I got a physical. We've covered a lot of stuff. I say we. It's just been me. But I always feel like it's a group effort. Even if G Moody's not here, G Moody, a.k.a. the Black Ed McMahon, or my producers, Jordan Winter, and Miles Davis, the great Asian persuasion, Miles Davis. Real name, actually, Miles. Middle name, Maceo, or something like that. Davis. I don't know if he's Chinese, Japanese, Persian. No, he's not Persian. Asian. He's some sort of Asian persuasion. But his real name is Miles fucking Davis. And, we're going to be right back. We're going to call my man G Moody. And then we're gonna be done. We're gonna be fucking done. But I feel really proud of this invention, this driving thing. This was a spur of the moment thing, and I feel like I'm gonna make this a regular thing. I get it done. Get it fucking done. Get the fucking podcast done while you're driving around schlepping your shit to and fro in the city of angels. The City of Angels. I don't know why they call it the city. I know it's Los Angeles, but there's no angels out here. There's devils. There's cretins and creatures and fucking deviant freaks and money grubbing fucks out here. This is a one business town. I'm driving right now up Doheny, looking at the famous Hollywood Hills where all the stars live. Why? I don't know. There's better places to live with more culture, more going on. But, we're all here. I don't fucking know. And we'll be right back with my man G Moody. It's life. You enjoy a few drinks from time to time. Maybe you don't eat what you should. Maybe like me, you also take medications. All this could take a toll on your liver and health over time. Blucetin is designed to support healthy liver maintenance, performance, and protection from the past, present, and future lifestyle stressors and toxins. Blucetin has a great blend of ingredients that helps rejuvenate and restore liver functions from the sins of your past. Each packet helps provide specific formulas to help you feel your best and get you ready for the next day. It comes in a quick melting mint tablet that actually tastes great. Choose a smarter way to enjoy your life and be responsible with Blue Setin to get scientifically designed liver and body support. Go to bluesetin.com. That's Blue Setin, BLUCETIN.com. And make sure you use the promo code Rapaport and save 10%. This is a limited time offer, so check it out now and start living healthy. I'm using it, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and you should definitely check out Blue Setin. All right, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast coming live. I am about to call the Black Ed McMahon.
Yo.
G Moody, what's up, my mellow, my man?
Oh, is this Rapaport?
No, it's the fucking plumber down the street. It's at Rapaport. Yo, listen, I already told the people, and I'm telling you, and this is no theatrics. I just came from getting a full physical. I know I talk about my health stuff often, and you're like probably saying, this is why, like, how many fucking health things do you have? You just came from getting a colonoscopy, and I go to the foot doctor. I had to go to the ear, nose, and throat man because my nose, I have a terribly deviated septum. I don't know. I'm sure you don't know what the fuck that is, but this big Jew prominent nose. It's like a piece of Play-Doh. It's very malleable and it's like stuck. It's like crooked on the inside. So if you notice that I go like that a lot, it's because my beak is all fucked up on the inside. But I got a full physical, and Dr. Fishman, my Jewish doctor. At the end of the day, listen, there's all sorts of great doctors, but there's nothing like a classic Jewish doctor, Dr. Louis Fishman in Beverly Hills.
That's for sure.
He's fantastic. Yeah. And I know you haven't gotten your shit checked out yet, but we have a doctor who's a friend of a mutual friend who said he's willing to examine you live on the I Am Rapaport podcast, and he will even come to your house and do it. A real doctor. So are you going to do it or what?
I'm gonna do it, man. Bring my man Fish up this piece.
No.
Man.
Fish doesn't make house calls to the Bronx. It's another guy.
Oh, word? Yeah, bring him up. Whatever
Okay.
this motherfucker is.
All right. Okay, so it's going to happen because everybody's concerned about your health, and everybody wants. What? Excuse me.
You make me seem like I'm some invalid, man.
You don't know what the fuck
Lewis,
you are.
Bruh.
You don't know what you are, G Moody. We don't know what's going on inside there. You're this is what you are. You're skinny fat. You're not like you're. It's like. I talked about it earlier. I said I keep explaining that you were a great basketball player in your day, but we don't know if you can even do 5 push-ups anymore. So it doesn't matter that you don't look out of shape. That's just the way you're built. That's your genetics. Your mom and your dad, they're thin. I don't know what happened to your brother Dean. He's built like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking fucking
house.
Yeah, he built like he lives on a Ben & Jerry's ice cream truck. But you're like, oh, I'm not fat. Who cares that you're not fat? You can't even touch your toes. Can you touch your toes?
Man, when you bring your doctor up here, he's going to be like, boy, this guy is something else.
Can you touch your toes? Standing, like touch your toes?
Hell yeah, I do it every night.
I don't fucking think you can. I've seen you try to stretch, man.
I'm an athlete, man.
My man, you haven't done shit in years, Duke. We don't know if you were an athlete.
I was doing a 3-man weave with my daughter.
You were doing the 3-man weave with 9-year-olds, and you think that that's a workout? This is what you're saying to the people? We're going to let the doctor give you the once-over, and then we're going to do it live on the I Am Rapaport podcast, and we're going to see what the doctor says. And I'm not saying I want him to say anything's bad. I want him to say everything's good. But this is just me. I'm your friend. I care about you. Everybody needs to be checked out. You're not exempt from that. You're skinny fat, and we don't know we don't know what you're capable of.
You're right. You're right.
Thank you.
I've committed to doing it.
Okay, and I'm just doing it because me and the people are worried about you.
Word. I hear you.
Okay.
I see all the Twitter shit, yeah.
Yeah, they want you to get a fucking
motherfuckers
checkup. We're getting a fucking checkup, and that's that, period. What was I going to say, G Moody? There's a couple things I wanted to say. Oh, yo, you know what I'm talking to you on? I'm speaking to you on right now 3D printed headphones. This new shit of the future, they can print. And you're like, what are you talking about? They can print 3D things. They could do tables, these giant printers. They could do shoes. They can do fucking coffee tables. They can do chairs. And I got these 3D. Now they're custom made for my ear, from photos of my ear, printed headphones by this company called Normal. It's not even a sponsor. I want to take you to this place. I want to go down there and meet them and see how they did this. But you take photos of your ear, not even intricate photos, and now I have these headphones from this company called Normal. Normal.com. You got to check. I have no affiliation with these people. I made mine all black, everything custom made to fit in my ear. You can run. You could take a shit. You could do errands around the house. You could sweat. You could freak off. You could do all the things you do with your headphones. You know, like those shit headphones that come with your iPhone or your Samsung or your Android and they fall out?
Yeah.
These don't fall out. They weren't even expensive.
Wow.
They're fucking good. I'm really excited about it. It's the wave of the future. They gotta
get down.
Huh?
They gotta get down with us, man.
I know. I want to mess with them, and you could get them all different colors. You could get them like Skittles colors, but I got all black everything. And like I said, it's not a sponsor or anything, but you got to see these headphones.
Right.
So
I'm with it.
So G Moody, I know you have a take on this. I've already spoken on my feelings on the situation with Derek Fisher and Matt Barnes, and I mean, I already gave everybody like the I wanted to hear how you feel and what you know about the story, because sometimes either you completely make up a story or you seem to have an inside scoop on the story. So what is your feelings about what D. Fish, the coach of the New York Knicks, did, this whole thing with Matt Barnes and Matt Barnes' estranged wife?
All right, now you got to give me this platform. Now, my man D. Fish broke the man code. First, we're gonna start with that. How? And I want to give it information. His wife that he divorced is Marshall Falk's ex-wife.
Right.
So we have a pattern of him doing sucker shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and this is you can gather. This is the type of guy where he would go behind your back and try to bag your wife when you're fucking in some shit with her. Oh, give a little information, a little bullshit. He's done it twice.
Yo.
Now.
Go ahead.
Now.
Go ahead.
Now, my man, Matt Barnes is justified by going and trying to wear his ass out and put hands on him because he was FaceTiming his son. And then he might have saw this motherfucker streak by naked.
I don't think that was in the reports. You're saying that could have happened. Obviously, that could have happened, but I'm not looking for a lawsuit. I don't think that the coach of the New York Knicks, Derek Fisher, streaked by naked. But you're saying worst case scenario, he could have streaked by naked.
Think about this, Rapaport. How else would a motherfucker stop practice and get in his car and drive all the way there to whoop his ass? He saw something.
Yo, I understand. I understand. I mean, listen, if it's an ex-girlfriend, an ex-wife, old girlfriend, if it has something to do with my friend, that's his thing. I don't go near that. And the fact that they were teammates and friends and all that stuff, there's so many women out there. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Listen, I heard that Matt Barnes spit on his wife. We don't condone that. Obviously, things got out of hand. I don't know. These are all he say, she say. We also heard that Matt Barnes was in the middle of a 3-man weave. What was the report? They were practicing, and he got out of the 3-man weave. They were doing like defensive slide drills or something during the Memphis Grizzlies practice. He fucking drove down there in his practice jersey. Is this true?
Yes. He was in the middle of a 3-man weave, and you got to run. You pass the ball, you run behind the guy you passed it to, and the guy he passed it to, he fucking disappeared and stormed out of the gym.
He fucking just kept running, and he drove 95 miles to go down there to step to defense. I personally think that this is going to be the beginning of the end of Derek Fisher's tenure as a coach. I think that the New York press, unless the Knicks come out on a tear and do something, like they play incredible, they're going to be on his ass about this. This is a bad thing in New York. The New
Hell
York,
yeah.
this is a bad. But then they're like the New York Post reported this, the New York Post reported that. When has the New York Post been given some credibility? Like, why is the New York Post like the centerpiece for this? The New York Post is notoriously a shitbag paper. Like, they don't even make them like, it's a rag. It's like a daily gossip column, pretty much. But they're the ones taking the lead on all the information on this story. So, I don't know, man. I think it's bad. I like Fisher. I
gotta say, Rap.
Go ahead. Sorry, G. Moody.
D Fish. Yo, you on some sucker shit because you're showing a pattern of how you get down. You're a sloppy second guy.
Ooh.
And you Marshall Falk is ex-wife, is your wife, who you've now divorced. Now you're going after another cat's ex-wife. See, he one of them dudes, man.
Yo.
One of them dudes that go after your wife.
That ain't good.
He's one of them dudes because he's showing a pattern of it.
Yeah, that's not good. I think it's bad news. I think it's bad news for the Knicks, and I think
Fire this motherfucker, man. I said that last year. Fire this. This is bad. Like, if I'm the owner of the Knicks, money, you gotta go.
And what about the recent remarks by I was talking about this in the fashion, and I was saying earlier, G, that the fashion to me, like when you think about like Kanye West is like pretty much begging to be accepted by the fashion world, and he also said that fashion is the highest form of art, and I was thinking about that. Fashion is all about aesthetic and what you wear, and it is the most superficial form of art. Like, when you think about it, like I say, like we used to want sneakers and fresh sneakers and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. G. Moody, I mean, if you saw how my man G. Moody dresses on a daily basis, you would swear to God he's a vagrant. He doesn't give a fuck. And I respect that about G. Moody. You dress like you just got out of the fucking, like you just came out of the tombs daily. He shows up in the morning dusty. But that's just his thing. He just doesn't give a fuck. But to say that that's the highest form of art, Kanye West saying that's the highest form of art, fashion, something you wear on your body, clothes, the most superficial thing. It just goes to show like where his head is at creatively, and obviously he's putting music on the back burner to try to be accepted by the fashion community. And that he also saying that there's reverse, what did he say? There's reverse homo...
He said he was discriminated because he wasn't gay in fashion. Like, he was discriminated because he wasn't gay. And I said, well, now you know what you got to do.
What does he got to do?
Get it fixed.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
If you know that they are discriminating against you because you said you're heterosexual. So if you want to get into that fashion shit, and you know that they're discriminating against you because you are heterosexual,
yes,
then you gotta get it fixed. Right? Get into where you want to get in.
And when you say get it fixed, I don't think the people know. Why don't you just say what you're saying, G? Because you're confusing. Like 99% of the people don't know that's a reference from Penitentiary, although we've talked about it before. Get it fixed means what, G. Moody?
Get your ass ready. Get the Vaseline and get down with these cats who are gay.
Right. If you want to get in there so bad.
Right? Because obviously you have a problem with that.
Right?
Discrimination. So why don't you get it fixed so you can get in there with them and show them your clothes with the holes in it.
Would you wear his clothes?
Nah, man.
I'm not with that fashion shit. I am not with that fashion shit. I'm not with any of that shit. I'm not with that Dolce & Gabbana shit. I'm not with any of that Gucci shit, that Louis Vuitton shit. I don't give a shit. I want my shit to be comfortable. I wear the same thing every day. A soft-ass T-shirt, some jeans, and some freaking New Balances. And I mean, that's what I wear 99.9% of the time. If I didn't have to, that's the only thing I would wear. But when I got to present myself to the people, like when I'm on TV or when I'm going to get on TV, I try to dress up like a human being. But other than that, I don't give a shit.
But you know what, Rap? I say, Yo, Jay-Z, man, talk to this cat, man.
Nah,
or get him away. Or get him out of the fucking frame and bring my man Jazzo back.
Yeah, bring
this cat back.
Yo, Big Daddy Kane would be happy to have that spot again.
Word.
All right, the I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Casper Mattresses. We love our Casper mattresses at the I Am Rapaport podcast. Casper Mattress is an award-winning mattress company that makes the most ridiculously relaxing, supportive mattresses sold directly to the consumers. Trust me, I sleep on one every night. The Casper mattress is available in 6 sizes and has a 10-year full warranty. 10 fucking years. It's made and stitched right here in the United States. Free 2 to 5 day shipping in the United States and Canada. And in New York City, you could get it the day of. A guy will drive up with your mattress in a box and deliver it right to your fucking house. And if you do not like it, you have 100 nights to sleep on this mattress for free. If you do not like it, they will refund. They will come pick up your mattress for free. 100 nights. Go to Casper.com and save $50 using the promo code Rapaport. RAPAPORT. Casper mattresses. We love them. All right, G Moody, what else is popping, man? You got anything else to share with the people, man?
We got a Victor Cruz, right? You said
Holy shit. Yo, Victor Cruz is what his fiance is she's about that life. Victor Cruz, star receiver, who I love for the New York Giants, apparently has been freaking off on the side, and Victor Cruz's fiance went through his phone, did a group text of all the chicks that he's been freaking off with, and
200.
Get the fuck out of here.
I just searched it. 200.
No.
Victor Cruz is a mother. Yo, Victor Cruz is bad, man. But he not married.
Yo. Wow. Yo, and she got a hold of all their numbers and sent a group text saying, hey, girls, I think we should all meet since we've all been having sex and spending time with the same man and yada, yada, yada. And I don't know how this is going to play out. And Victor Cruz is just a star. He's dealing with an injury. For this to happen during the middle, I know Tom Coughlin, the coach of the New York Giants, must be just going, what the fuck is going on here? What is going on here? I got a defensive end who's got a claw for a hand. I got another wide receiver who's fantastic also, who shows up with lavender streaks in his hair. And now I got Victor Cruz's wife putting the smackdown on Victor Cruz.
You know what I would do? If I'm Victor Cruz, you do some shit like that, I'll break off the engagement. Like, yo, stop going through my phone. Stop doing all that sucker shit to me. I'm here trying to get my knees and shit together. Just let me do. That's in the past.
Yeah.
That's in the fucking past. That's what happened.
No, it was in the now. This is real time that he was messing with these chicks. Victor Cruz is out there wilding out. This wasn't all the girls he's ever been with in his life. This is all the girls that he was. This is his side pieces. This is his macaroni and cheese. This is his ham hocks. Yo, this is his side pieces. This is his mashed potatoes, his candied yams. Yes, this isn't like every girl he's ever been with in his life.
Oh.
He's wild.
Derek Jeter.
Huh?
Derek Jeter needs to write a manual.
Yes.
He needs to write a book on how to deal with shit like this.
Good point. Derek Jeter and Leonardo DiCaprio need to write a book on how to maintain these relationships, because those guys, particularly Jeter, who did it right in New York for 20-something years, and he was never in the papers for any of this craziness.
Never. He
He had it down packed. He needs to write. He's got his online thing. He needs to write a manifesto. That's a good point, G Moody. That's why you're the best sidekick in the game. That's why they call you the Black Ed McMahon. Okay, it's gems like that. Okay, I hate to pat you on the back in front of everybody. I know you're a shy, low-key guy, but that is why you earned the title, the Black Ed McMahon.
Yes,
And that's just good. That is correct. Derek Jeter, please.
Write a manual.
Because these dudes are all screwed up, man. You did it. It was a thing of beauty. It was like art. It was like opera the way he operated it out there. It was like Picasso. It was like Van Gogh. It was like Stravinsky. It was like Beethoven. He
Yeah.
had it down. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
he had it like he had it charted. It was like a Rubik's cube that he could just do with one hand and be watching the game with the other. Derek Jeter had it all figured out. Leonardo DiCaprio had it all. They have it all figured out.
They're never in the papers, but they're skeeting big time.
Ooh, ooh,
Right?
ooh, ooh.
And other motherfuckers getting caught, getting shitted on. You see, Derek Jeter needs to write a little pamphlet and just pass it to motherfuckers. This is how you rock shit.
And do it privately, man. Help these guys out.
Private.
Yeah, you don't have to print it. It's not for the layman. It's for professional athletes. Like the regular people don't even need it. But these dudes, these star athletes who are in the public eye, they need to follow this guy's playbook because he had it down packed.
Like especially if you're in a major city, like you need to know
you need
you need to rock it.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Curious George. Remember Curious George? No doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
All right. Yo. I don't know. What else, G Moody? Anything else for the people, man? I've been going. You know what I did? I did the first 3/4 of this podcast driving around Los Angeles. That's my new shit. Driving podcast. And what I would do, because I feel like doing a driving podcast is safer than texting while driving. So the next time I do a driving podcast, I want to film it and I pull up to assholes who are texting while driving. They don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm podcasting while driving. I don't think there's even a law to stop me yet. Like, I think I'm ahead of the curve on this shit.
I see, man. When I come out there, man, we gonna rock that shit.
I want to do a driving podcast in New York. That would be good. That would be really good. We could stop traffic with that shit.
Oh, I got one more thing, bro.
Oh, yeah. What else, G Moody?
We got Paul Pierce said he don't want none of his teammates rocking no LeBron.
That's what I
love him.
Me too.
I love him.
Paul Pierce, you have an open invitation. We fuck with you hard body karate. He's one of the last man standing. He said that.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't want any of his teammates wearing LeBron James sneakers. Like, he's saying, yo, how you going to wear his sneakers and then compete against him? Basically, that's what he's saying, right? I agree. I agree.
Word. I love him because, yo, how you going to be on the foul line and be like, and he's at the foul line, you rocking his kicks? No, yo, see, that's that bullshit. That's that friendly shit. Fuck that. I'm wearing some Pumas. I'm wearing some Skylex Pumas. I'm doing something.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing your kicks.
Nah, I'm not wearing your kicks.
You.
No way. I'm not wearing. Nah, I agree. I love Paul Pierce. I love Paul Pierce. I've always loved Paul Pierce, and some people have actually said that. Well, I said it, but some people compared me to they call me the Jewish Paul Pierce. I feel like he's got that slow game, and he continues to just keep doing it. I love Paul Peasy. I'm a big fan of his, and I totally agree with what he's saying. That's why we don't disrespect anybody else's podcast, but I'm not checking for anybody. Like Bill Burr, I check for, the fighter and the kid, I check for our respect. But other than that, I'm not checking. All right. And as always, the I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by American Giant Clothing. American Giant, American-made sweatshirts, T-shirts, sweatpants, and the best hoodies ever made. The best hoodies ever made. Trust me, I am a hoodie fiend. I don't spend my money on clothes. I do have a large, long hoodie collection in my closet. Go to American-Giant.com and check out why we love all the clothes and activewear at American-Giant.com. And in a couple of weeks, we will have brand new, soft-ass, durable American Giant T-shirts. I Am Rapaport American Giant T-shirts are on the way. Go to American-Giant.com and check out why I fuck with American Giant from day one. They were the very first sponsor of the I Am Rapaport podcast. You know that TED Talks? You know TED Talks? You know what TED Talks are?
Hell no.
Good, because they don't know who we are. TED Talks is like we're all these highfalutin, space people and, cool people, and like they've accomplished things in their life. They did the 10 best podcasts, and they left us off.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so
Well,
so fuck you, TED Talks. Okay, you don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck is going on if you didn't put us up in there. Okay, and there was another podcast like best of list, and they said the 10 best hip hop podcasts. Now we don't talk about hip hop all the time, and we don't interview hip hop people all the time. But there probably is not another podcast that actually is as hip hop as the I Am Rapaport podcast in the essence, the point of view, and just the general sort of spewing. Like this podcast is hip hop. We may not discuss hip hop, and we might not discuss the current state of hip hop, and we might not have these rinky-dink artists come on and interview them all week. But this podcast, the attitude and the point of view, without even talking about it, is all hip hop. All of it.
and that's why they don't know about it.
That's why they don't know about it, because we're up in
What's
the
his name?
Bronx.
TED Talks?
The TED Talks was another one. There was another list that we were left. They did the 10 best hip hop podcasts, and I knew we wouldn't make it because again, we don't fancy ourselves a hip hop podcast. We don't advertise us as a hip hop podcast, but we are a hip hop podcast in terms of the way we go about it. The way we attack
Word.
the mic, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that list can kiss my ass. They had some really good podcasts on there, and one of them was Ice-T, who's 450% hip hop. And like I said, I'm not dissing the people that were on there, but we should have at least gotten these guys are definitely hip hop. The I Am Rapaport podcast.
Yeah.
So
They don't like us because they know what time it is.
They
We
know-
know more than that.
yeah. So kiss that ass. Anyway. It's the I Am Rapaport podcast. I'm going to sign out for me and G Monetti. You got anything to say to the people, G Moody?
We love all the fan art. We love the fans, man. You guys are great, man. That's it.
That's it. And we'll be back soon. The 100th episode, the all Danny Aiello everything episode is coming. And we're out.
Peace.